It was a cold spring morning in Crewe, and old Thomas was feeling very sad and very excited at the same time. Today he was off to Crewe Works for a major overhaul, which should mean he can soon run again. He was loaded onto a low loader and taken away. In the meantime, new Thomas from the breakdown train set showed up to cover for him. New Thomas was young, eager, had lots of energy and was dying to let off some steam. The not-so-fat controller allowed him to play for a while, before going to get Annie and Clarabel for his branch line train later on. After lots and lots of troublesome trucks had been shown who was boss, Thomas was starting to feel a little bit puffed out, but still very happy. He collected Annie and Clarabel and set off for his branch line duties. Thomas had just returned from dropping off Annie and Clarabel and was looking forward to a well-deserved rest. But at that moment, the not-so-fat controller turned up and asked Thomas to prepare Falcon's express train to London. Thomas was all puffed out and let out a hiss of steam at the not-so-fat controller. "What's the matter, Thomas?" exclaimed the not-so-fat controller. "Steam, sir. Please, sir. I am all puffed out, sir," gasped Thomas. "Oh, really?" replied the not-so-fat controller. "And what do you suggest I do, Thomas?" "Get help, sir. I have a friend. I've known him for years, and he's great at helping. It's what he does best," said Thomas. "And who is this friend, Thomas? What's his name? I will send for him," replied the not-so-fat controller. "Why, it's Percy!" shouted Thomas. Okay, hey, and welcome to a very special IC82 review. This is on Percy. As you can see, I've got several characters from the Thomas and Friends range. There's Toby over there, there's Thomas, we all know Thomas. Thomas is from the Thomas and the Breakdown train. And this is Percy. Percy's on his own. He just came in this little box like this, with nothing else. He's not out of a set or with any wagons or stuff. Although you can buy him with wagons, and you can buy him in a train set or two as well, I think. But this particular Percy came on his own, and he was £21 there, as you can see. It's by Hornby. Bachmann also do make them, but they don't have the license to sell them in the UK. They sell them in America, so you can import them, you can buy them over here in the UK, or if you live in America, you can just buy the American ones, it's fine. I don't know if they do a Percy, I'm sure they do, but this one we're going to look at today is the Hornby Percy. Okay, so it's really easy to open the box. It's just like most Hornby packaging, really. You just slide it out, you get some instructions and stuff in the back of the box, which I have put to one side. I'll just put that packaging over there. He does come wrapped up in some tissue paper, which I have put underneath the locomotive so that you can see Percy quite clearly. And then in here you get a few accessories too. You get some vacuum pipes. Yeah, I think they are, yeah. Definitely vacuum piping, and basically you just put one of those on the front like that, and then you put the other one on the back like that. I haven't done it yet, but I'll do it at a later date. So let's just take Percy out really carefully. There's no holes in the back. Oh, a bit of polystyrene has just come out. Now there's no holes in the back, so we have to be really careful. But you just grab the side of him like that, and slowly but surely out he pops. There we go. So you can see there that there's tissue paper in the back. That's usually what he's wrapped up in, but you can't see him very well if I do that. Right, so everything out of shot. Let's have a look at him. Okay, well, what is there to say, really? It's Percy. We all know Percy. How can you forget that cheeky little face? This is the Hornby Percy, as you know, and I can't compare it with the Batman one. I don't know what the Batman one's like, but he looks pretty Percy-like to me. He looks just like I remember him from the TV show. I'm not sure about the books, because I didn't look at those as much when I was little, but I definitely watched the TV series an awful lot. And yeah, it definitely looks like Percy. I love the little hooks on the side as well. If you just notice these tiny little black hooks, you can actually hook chains through those, and you can lift him up. You can use the breakdown train on him and lift him up using those hooks, and I always thought that that was pretty cool when I was little. You can see just there, oops, that there's a little hole, and that's where you can put the vacuum pipe. And on the back, there's a little hole there as well. In fact, there's two. There's two on each side. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be two, but there's two. Now, because this is designed for youngsters primarily, there's not much in terms of detail. The sprung buffers are not there. There aren't any. The buffers are just solid, completely solid, front and back. And the couplers are huge. They are the gigantic tension lock couplers by Hornby, as you can see. But, you know, he is authentic. His face is really nice. You can see that it's definitely Percy. He's got a cute little chimney there. There's some safety valves and whistles and stuff, which is really nice too. His delivery is, well, it's pretty much spot on, I think. I'm not a Percy expert. I don't know if there's supposed to be a stripe at the back there or something. There might be. Not sure. But you've got some red striping on the boiler there. And he's green, which is Percy's colour. The sole bar, all along the bottom, is red, which is supposed to be. That's good. You can see his cute little cylinders at the front and the front on both sides. There we go. It's an 040, so there's no wheels at the front, there's no wheels at the back, and just 4 main driving wheels in the middle. Complete with coupling and connecting rods, as you can see, which is good. Little steps to get up into the cab, and there's even a little fake coal load on the back there. And that's supposed to be a lamp, I think. It's obviously not very well detailed. You could make it more detailed if you wanted to. You could paint it and make it look better. And Percy is number 6. So there we go. What else is there to say, really? He's Percy. He's a great little motor, really reliable, and even deals with express points pretty well. And you can see the motor just there inside him. It's a very, very tried and tested model, Percy is. And he does a wonderful performance on my layout. He gives me a wonderful service. I'm very, very happy with him. A really, really useful engine. Thomas was just about to fall asleep when he heard a peep peep come up from behind him. Percy, you're here! I've missed you, Thomas, said Percy. I've missed you too, Percy. A lot, replied Thomas. Things are going to be great now you're here. They sure are, and just think about all the fun we'll get up to. They both laughed and giggled until they fell asleep.